Welcome back to The Fives. This week we have 5 exciting creators from around the world hailing from Norway, Israel, London, Spain, and Berlin. Who are we talking about today, John?
That's right, Kai. This week we're going to see short films from Darri Thorsteinsson from Norway, Jonathan Vardi from Israel, Homer Todiwala from London, Simone Bocchino from Spain, and finally, Tatiana Laukkanen from Berlin.
I'm Kai Turner.
And I'm John Rogers.
First up, we have Carboarding by Darri Thorsteinsson, or Darri 3D as he's known. And he usually makes these retro throwback videos that look like they were taken from 90s or 80s VHS cassette tapes that were recorded at home. And in this one, he starts out with a fun gag, people kind of riding on cars like skateboards. And it looks like one of those skateboarding stunt tapes that used to be popular that people used to trade. But then he transitions from that into different genres. So first it's a video game ad, then there's a news report, and finally the news report transitions into a horror film. And it reminds me of the sort of transitions that you see in a sketch comedy show, and it's really a creative way to extend his idea.
You know, Kai, I love the 80s retro vibe of this. It reminds me of some of the the graininess that you would get in those early days of VHS tapes that we would all go record out in parking lots. And the crazy thing, you look at the comments, people are joking about their friends or they having done this kind of cardboarding stunt work before, but in reality, I had friends that did this. Jumping through cars and cornfields. It was quite dangerous. But so I did appreciate this sort of look back at my early youth, because this actually is something that was done. But I do love the work that was done here. It's fun. It's got great style and vibes to it, and looking forward to seeing more work from Darri in the future.
Number two.
Our second film this week is IKONA 2, coming from Joe Vardi, also known as Jonathan Vardi, out of Israel. And I immediately was reminded of some work from earlier in my career, working with an agency from Spain known as Savage. And when I did some digging on Joe Vardi, I was really surprised or excited to see that Joe Vardi is actually repped by Savage. So it's nice to see that they have a style and they're working with talent like Jonathan here. I really love this piece. It's part of an anthology series that Wonder Studios has put together called Beyond the Loop. This is the second of the 4 episodes in that anthology. And it's really the kind of filmmaking that even David Fincher with Love, Death, and Robots had a hell of a time getting that approved by Netflix. It's really the only of its kind out there right now. And so this is the kind of storytelling with this anthology that really AI lends itself to, that you can do this on a low budget. You can try to find some distribution online for it and get some eyeballs on it. So I was excited to see that they're able to go this direction and push the boundaries with this kind of filmmaking that AI is empowering.
So in terms of the film itself, IKONA is based on a dark and gritty and violent futuristic world of underground animal fights where the animals are operated by human opponents in some kind of a brain link. And this second installment picks up with the daughter of the protagonist of the first short and builds out this world as we see more of the bloody, drug-fueled city that is the home to these IKONA fights. Vardi really creates a visceral aesthetic full of stylized sex and gore, and pushes both to an extent that we haven't really seen before in AI video, which is impressive but may not be to everyone's tastes.
Number three.
Finn the Frog and the Balloon Beast.
Third, we have Timeless Tales, Finn the Frog by Homer Todiwala out of London. And as another Wonder Studios featured short, this couldn't be further away tonally from IKONA. This one is family-friendly, cute. It's still kind of a dark cautionary tale in the spirit of the Brothers Grimm. But I thought it was interesting that Homer, the filmmaker, is a professional audiobook reader, and he has a charity called Reading for Feeding, which is why he started to build out this series of timeless tales for children. So it seems like he's not only trying to build this up as his own story IP, but he's also doing it for a social cause, which is really admirable.
Yeah, what I really loved about this film, Kai, is the stop motion kind of claymation approach. Earlier last week, I was speaking with a well-known filmmaker who is trying to develop a new IP, and they're self-funding out of their own pocket a stop motion series of shorts. And the filmmaker was really just griping about how much it's costing them out of their own pocket to produce this without any kind of real direction as to where the distribution might be and who might actually want to partner with them on this IP. And my entire time in that conversation was thinking, you really should just do this in AI. You could develop the idea, you can develop the IP with a fraction of the price and really come up with something great that could become a pitch vehicle. And I think that's what Timeless Tales has done here in Homer, is that they've shown an amazing video. This could be the beginning of a new IP. It's very family friendly. It's wonderful storytelling, and I love what they've done.
Number four.
And our fourth film this week is coming from Spanish filmmaker Simone Bocchino. And this is really a take, it's called Animalz, and this is really a take on what if the roles were reversed and the world was really populated by animals and humans were the domesticated beasts, essentially. And it's a little bit of a play on Planet of the Apes, kind of the dystopian future where the role of humans has changed, but it also has a pointed statement about what is it that we've done to the animals around us, and how are we treating them, and how would we want to be treated if those roles were reversed. So I appreciate the subtle nudge in terms of understanding and being a better citizens of our world.
Yeah, as you say, John, in this story, humans are literally at the bottom of the food chain, and animals are ruling over the cities. And at first we see these humans being pursued by humanoid animals, and we don't know why, but later we learn the extent to which they're in peril. And we see that this animal society serves as a dystopian mirror held up to our own society, to highlight many of the ills we face as humans, reflected back to us in animal form, to give us the perspective of how the animal world must feel in view of us. So it's really thoughtful and well done, and it reveals this message in a way that doesn't trivialize the storytelling.
Number five.
Lucas! What the devil is this?
Finally, we have House Hunters by Tatiana Laukkanen, or Tanya Laukkanen as she's credited in the film, along with her partner Marcus Laukkanen, who we featured on Fives before. And this is a fun episode 1 of a house hunting reality show, where in this case we're seeing the person looking for the house is a vampire. So obviously lots of fun dialogue ensues as she's looking for a very specific house for her needs. And it's a great digital story, but I also appreciate the original animation style. I'm a big fan of creators using AI video, adult animation styles outside of your typical anime styles, and they've really done that here. They say they want to continue to build out this series and other series like this, and I hope they do, because they were really unique style and sensibility, and they're quite the prolific team, so I look forward to seeing what they come up with next.
Yeah, House Hunters is a really fun story. It's the story of Lady Serafina, who's a 743-year-old vampire looking for a new castle to live in. What's great here is the animation style. It feels it's the sort of animation style that you might think as not so edgy or gothic type storytelling. It might be more broader, consumer, family-friendly story animation, but then they've layered on this more mature story on top. I always love dark humor, and this is just a great use of AI and the tools to bring the story to life.
Thanks. That's it for this week. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe.
We'll see you next time.